Welcome to Empowerment Radio. My name is Dr. Friedemann, and I'm so glad that you decided to join me. Empowerment Radio is about giving you the insights, tools, and solutions to address some of the most challenging aspects of our daily lives. So sit back, relax, and empower yourself. Welcome back to Empowerment Radio. We are in the midst of a fascinating conversation on Qigong and the Qi energy and how to use this energy in the way Master Mingtong is teaching to decontract, which is ultimately what happens when we are stressed. And I asked him in the break about whether these motions, these movements need to be exact, or if you just move the way you want to move. And your answer was what?
So they're affecting us in different way. When you move in, feel good, spontaneously, like dance, it's more about release. It's more about feeling good. But then it doesn't really creating an energy structure as we do in Qigong or Tai Chi movement. When you're repeating certain movement, you're creating a certain energetic structure, more open, more flowing, more connected, more, let's say, it's like returning to the most optimal energy structure, this universal energy blueprint as human being. So we're returning back to that. And that is the science, that's the technology behind this movement. So it's not random, it's not random. So the repetition is the key. Repetition is the key.
And it's your, I think, humility that has not mentioned yet that this science and this healing technique has helped thousands of people with also really severe physical issues, including yourself, who has been dealing with physical issues from your youth on. You were able to heal yourself through this technique. So it's not just something that makes you feel better emotionally and mentally. It does have a proven, and there is even research about that showed that proven impact on the physical body and on illnesses that we are unfortunately creating through contraction. But what I wanted to ask you is, how can people find more of you and to be able to also learn more about this technique? Because right now there is not so much traveling happening to your Qi center in Santa Fe. So what can people do?
And that is amazing surprise, amazing time we're living in the first time in human history, like we're having this conversation between friends and Santa Fe, connecting with each other energetically. So in the same way, you can learn Qigong and slow, not only just the information, some tons of information online, but more importantly is the practice, is the teaching, is a direct experience we can share with each other. So traditionally, this practice, has to be learned by living with the masters. You'd have to be very dedicated, and finding a teacher is like based on your good karma and so on. And nowadays, suddenly everything is available, but it's also up to you how you can engage in this, effectively. So I want to say, and the only reason I was able to heal, this condition of asthma and sclerosis, supposedly, incurable chronic condition, but also discovering this deeper gift of wisdom healing Qigong for this life, is because the three conditions, I want to share with you. One is I have a, amazing teacher, yes, and continuously study with him so many years and continuously receiving empowerment, and blessing, even after I left him physically, not able to see him all these years. And that is the number one, determining factor in my journey. And the second is all the teaching, and he shared with me. So on one hand, it's so vast, so profound. On the other hand, it's so simple. And so it's applicable to everyday life. And so, but we need to make a choice, so to speak, noticing or all pattern, yeah, how we living our life, how we think, how we approaching life, most time unconscious out of habit. It's very
Right.
different from this wisdom choice, yeah, more loving choice, more energetic choice, and more connective choice. So that is so important in my journey. The teaching is providing a foundation, providing a direction, ongoing guidance for how to make the practice effective. So it's not just random movement. And so often I say, Qigong is not about what you do, it's about how you're doing it. It's
Right.
about why you're doing it deeply.
Now, your
So,
website is what? What's your
so the
website?
third
So that
thing
people,
is the practice. Third thing is the
yeah,
practice. So that's what I like to share with you, profoundly. The teaching, the practice is equally important. And the third thing is also the community. Community. As you are connecting, globally right now through the internet, it's possible to connect with each other as energetic community. And that's what we call the Qi field, the Qi field. And that's what is happened in the Medicineless Qigong Hospital when 5,000 people practicing together, not just occasionally, but 1 month at a time. 11 months out of 12 months in the same location, generating this powerful energy field. So allow me experience these miracles every day, every day. And that's where my experience is based on. That's why I'm sharing with you in a specific way, with such passion, with such dedication. So I want to starting, sharing with not only the information, but also some practice video you can experimenting yourself, discovering for yourself. But I also want to say the real result is coming from a cumulative practice. Real result will come from a deeper connection, deeper understanding what this ancient wisdom is about, not just as a technique. And the deep result is coming from, our life, how we're living on the planet Earth, how we connecting with each other, how we connecting with the tree, connecting with the 5 elements, how we connecting with, our cell. The cell inside of you is really reflecting the planet Earth,
yes,
really
yes.
reflecting the human condition right now. So if you're approaching just responding to crisis, then you're going to continuously, in this fanatic mode of crisis, from one crisis to another crisis. So I'm really passionately suggesting, inviting you consider what is the long-term solution? What is the source of life? Discovering that for yourself. And that's what Qigong is about. So these movements allow you to discover that. These sound vibration allow to discover that. These meditation practice allow to discover that. So with that said, we have a lot of material to share with you. We can starting with the website called ancienthealingsecrets.com. ancienthealingsecrets.com, where you can discover the ebook Dr. Friedemann enjoyed so much, and also
Yes.
a few videos, guiding your practice. Then from there, you can continuously explore more. So I'm very grateful able to share that now through the internet.
And I really love about your teaching also that it's not just about the body or about the global impact that we can have when we are in that chi connection. But I also find that you have the spiritual aspect of connecting with your inner light, connecting with your goodness, and that's an aspect that's often, unfortunately, overlooked. Spirituality is unfortunately either brand marked as religious or esoteric, and then you're kind of not really feeling that the quest for the inner goodness, the inner truth is something that's very personal. That's something that really is about you discovering and you connecting to yourself. And I believe from what I read and what I saw with you is that Qigong and the way you're teaching it really leads you to that connection to your goodness, leads you to the connection to this inner light. And I feel like that's also one of the major benefits of your work. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And that is so needed for this time of great challenge, just disconnection. And we me feeling so much confusion and lost and so on. So come back to self discovering the inner truth, the inner essence, the inner being is so important. And from that depths, we can recognizing, oh, we are same.
Yeah.
Oh, we are inseparable from the nature. Oh, we are the expression of this universal continuous creation. Yeah, this big
Mm.
mystery. We are part of this drop in this ocean. Suddenly, this drop contained the whole ocean. This inseparable oneness. Yeah, and that's not only can bring us so much healing, so much more health and joy, but deeply bring us peace and empowerment.
I'm glad you're saying this because I think both are very needed, especially when we are told that we are, either blue or red, that we are either left or right, that, this whole divide that has been happening. And it feels really important, like you said, that we remember that we are all in the same ocean, that we all are the same ocean. And even more importantly, that we are having a responsibility to really help each other, support each other, make sure that we have for us and our children and grandchildren still a planet to live on. All of those things can only happen when we see each other as equals and not as competitors or enemies. So thank you so much for sharing. And I know that we should actually have 2 hours ideally to talk about all the wisdom, or longer, 2 days, 2 weeks. But is there one message that you would like to leave the viewers and listeners with?
Yes, when we are concerned with our health, we spend so much time analyzing what is cause of my disease and pointing the finger to something else, someone else, our past of life, even everything, in relative dimension, you may think all that is true, but the deeply is, the cause of our illness, cause of our suffering, cause of every experience you're having this moment is everything. Yes, everything. It's your whole life. It's your whole history. It's all the programming, your conscious or unconscious, all the food eating, all everything is affecting us directly, indirectly. No question about it. So, but then the good news, yeah, is the cause for healing is yourself.
Yeah, yeah, that's very empowering. And it's very empowering to also include all the details and not look for one smoking gun for one cause, but really see it's about bringing everything back into this
Yeah.
alignment, into the coherence of self and into the flow. So thank you so much. I wish I could sit with you in the tree. It looks just so wonderful right now there where you are. And hopefully we can have another conversation in the future. I really enjoyed speaking with you.
Likewise, Dr. Freeman, so enjoying this conversation, enjoying your presence, your energy, your dedication, your wisdom. So I'm so happy again to share the good energy with all of us together in this profoundly powerful and challenging healing awakening time of humanity on the planet Earth.
Oh,
And
thank
we
you.
can listening deep within us, also listening with nature, listening in the big picture, so we can discover profound wisdom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. blessing.
Thank you. Blessings to you. And thank you for all those who were taking part in Empowerment Radio today. Until next time, stay in the flow, connect to yourself, and always see that we are ultimately one. Take care. Bye. Hi, Dr. Friedemann here. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're interested in learning more about fear and anxiety, here you'll find guided meditations, webinars, and interviews with some of the most renowned experts in the field of empowerment. Delve into the over 230 videos and more to come every week.